Hey everyone, let's study the Four Knights game. This is slightly uh, unambitious from White's side, but it's a safe option that can give you a draw if you need it with white pieces. So here I'm gonna look at three moves by White: Bishop b5, d4, and Bishop c4. Let's start with Bishop b5. Here Black has three main alternatives. Bishop b4 is the symmetrical variation, and that's often a draw, but both sides can also play for a win. And then there's knight d4, Rubinstein variation, and here if white tries to win a pawn, then black gets the pawn back with the bishop pair. Here knight to f3, if f4, then black's gonna take here and then play d6. So black's gonna gain this with tempo. So that's why knight f3, and now still takes here and take this with tempo and exchange queens and play knight d5, protecting against c7 attack, and if c4 then a6. So that's why white plays most often bishop a4, and then black can continue in this gambit fashion. Bishop c5, and here after knight takes e5, just castle, knight can retreat voluntarily, bishop b6, e5, knight e8, and then black is going to play d6. Another variation that is discouraging for black is white takes on d4 and plays e5, because here white can have an comfortable draw. Here if black takes here, then this is dangerous for black, so that's why black takes here, forfeits the race, the Pac-Man race, and this often leads to a quick draw. And a third move for black here has been bishop d6, developing the bishop, and now white taking on c6 is not a problem. Black's just gonna take with the d pawn with a good game. And if white plays quietly, then black can regroup with castles, rook e8, bishop f6, and d6. So just with a good game. Okay, so the second move for white is d4, and this is the Scotch Four Knights game. And this can also be reached from the Scotch game with moves such as e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and now d4, and then this. But there's a difference between getting into this position through Scotch or the Four Knights game, because this is safer for white. Because in here, white can go for the Belgrade gambit, like this, and also if white tries to go here through Scotch, then black might not play knight f6. He can also play bishop c5 or queen h4. So a few reasons why knight c3 is maybe more popular than, or yeah, than d3. And the third move for white is bishop c4, which is quite passive. And here black can just play, I mean this is the Italian four knights game. Black can just play bishop c5, and this is gioco pianissimo. And perhaps the only interesting line here is, or here, is this pseudo sacrifice. And if white tries taking on f7, then it's bad, because it gives the bishop pair, and it gives up the control in the center. So it looks attractive, but so this is more common than just d5, and black has an excellent game. For example, bishop d3 takes here, and d4, queen is able to take. There's no discoveries, discovered checks against the king, and white protects the queen. Notice that if white just castles here, then bishop takes h2 wins, because it's a discovered attack against white's queen. So the queen is lost. So that's why bishop e3 and queen e7. And now still, if castles, if castles short, then bishop e5 is awkward for white. I mean, how is he gonna protect the b2 pawn? So I don't know, maybe castle long is actually better than castle short, because now bishop e5 is not a problem. So more ambitious for white, I mean for black, is to take here with the pawn and not exchange knights. And like this, Emanuel Lasker won a game against Sigbert Tarrasch, for example. So that's more ambitious for the black player who wants to fight for an advantage. But basically those were the possibilities that white has and the possibilities that black has against him. Notice how every variation has a tactical reason behind it, no kind of strategical preferences or intuition, but rather just uh, raw calculated lines with a clear end result. So thanks for watching.